Sometimes when you're trying to edit a video and days go by and you just can't come up with something that you love, and it's like so far off that you don't even want to post it, maybe that's a sign that you're on the wrong path. Like maybe you need to like reassess what you're doing, and maybe the video that you've shot is something else. Because, you know, a feature film is different than editing a YouTube video for me. I could edit a YouTube video in a couple of hours. That's the way I usually do it. Like I can knock it out. I could shoot some great footage, talk about some stuff, have a talking head part, have some B-roll, edit the whole thing together and make it look cool. It's a YouTube video. It's not a big deal for me in terms of editing. But a feature film, you could edit that for years, literally. Like you could edit one scene for weeks to get it right, to get it exactly how you want it to look. When you talk about the cuts and the feeling and the colors, like everything together, sound design, I mean, it's a lot different than a YouTube video for me. So I've been thinking lately that I would love to have YouTube videos that I could also use for other things, that maybe I could put in a festival, you know, that maybe it's not just a YouTube video. And I also realized that this video right here is the exact kind of video that's going to get me demonetized on YouTube. And that's the other thing I'm thinking about. I mean, it seems like every time I do a video that I am interested in, that I love, you know, that's not simply complaining about monetization on YouTube or complaining about views or, you know, talking about camera gear or something like that, you know, stuff that, okay, I mean, it's fun to do a video about cameras and lenses and things like that. You know, I could see myself making videos about running shoes. I mean, that's cool, but I'm not really the guy who wants to do those kind of videos. That's not really my thing. I love watching those videos, but I don't like making those kind of videos. You know, I would prefer to make a film, a story, you know, a short story. Like I'm a narrative filmmaker. You know, I would love to make documentaries here at YouTube. And I see the potential that YouTube doesn't have to just be something that you just scroll through all day and just watch 35 seconds or 2 minutes or 7 minutes if you really love it of a video and then just move on to the next thing. It doesn't have to necessarily be that. You know, maybe I can engage you for a half hour or an hour or 2 hours. I mean, I've already done it because a lot of people have watched my feature films here at YouTube and they're 2 hours long. And so I see the potential of YouTube being more than just, you know, that quick kind of social media vibe kind of thing. Because to me, YouTube is not social media. It's different. It's much more, there's much more depth to it here, in my opinion. So anyway, I've been thinking a lot about it, and I kind of abandoned the edit that I was making with the footage that I had because I knew that I was in the wrong place. And I looked at that footage and I thought, you know what? This is like a documentary. This could be a narrative film. This is 21 minutes of footage, taking the train from upstate New York down to New York City, meeting a close friend, going to my kinesiologist, although you don't see anything in the kinesiologist's office, and I didn't really film anything between me and my friend, but you see a lot of the area right outside of New York City, the beautiful Hudson River, the Hudson Valley, and then you see some amazing shots of New York City, from the Bronx all the way up to Harlem, and then, you know, down to Midtown Manhattan. And you see a lot of stuff at night, during the day. It's really cool, like footage that I would be interested in. And I think footage that, you know, if you're interested in New York City, yo, it's cold out here. That's why I had to switch hands. If you're interested in New York City, I think that this is like a beautiful video. It's kind of cool. And, you know, cinematography-wise, cool angles. You know, is it perfect? It was just run and gun. You know, I wasn't really worried about, you know, having the exact exposure. I shot everything manually. But for me, I love the way it looks. I love that kind of vibe. It's kind of gritty. And so what I'm doing is I'm just talking over the footage now, obviously, as you can see. And I want people to be able to be engaged in a video like this for the entire time that I'm showing the footage, which in this case is 21 minutes. And maybe this is running a little bit over 21 minutes because I started talking before I started the footage. But this is the kind of video, I think, and I guess this is the point of this particular video. I'm afraid that this is the kind of video that can get me demonetized. And you know, I worked so hard. I worked 4.5 years to get monetized. And now that I'm monetized, I'm afraid I'm going to lose my watch hours. I'm going to lose traction because I've kind of put myself in a weird niche, which is kind of in between a bunch of different niches. And I'm kind of a no niche zone because I talk about a lot of things. But I do want to have some real engagement here. And I do have some serious engagement. You know, I've had people reach out to me and send me the most, you know, like really, really important messages, things that really mean a lot to me. Very kind of intimate messages about what my channel has meant for them. You know, putting people back to work, you know, people telling me, yo, I've been watching your videos and I haven't shot anything in years. I haven't made any art in years. And you know what? You've inspired me to do some work again. I mean, that's like the greatest honor you could possibly give to me, you know, to tell me that because you watched my video, you started working again. That's amazing to me. That's crazy. And so I really appreciate that. You know, I've appreciated the exchanges that I've had through comments about the social justice stuff that I talk about, the politics. Like, you know, I don't get too deeply into all that stuff, but, you know, I do talk about it. I am kind of an activist with my work, you know, my theater work and my filmmaking. And so I'm trying to figure out, you know, how can I be successful here at YouTube? And is it really true that if I continue to make videos like this, I'm probably going to get demonetized. I'm probably going to fall back to the statistics that I used to have where hardly anybody was watching my videos. And that kind of sucks. That doesn't sound happy to me, you know? That doesn't make me thrilled. But I'm not going to do what I don't sincerely love doing. I'm not going to, you know, like I understand you should really approach YouTube as a business, you know? And if I were more interested in camera gear, if I was more of a geek, it would be easier for me to decide to do that, to double down, you know? I mean, yo, I can make those gear videos that you see on YouTube, these incredibly beautiful commercials of cameras and lenses and lights and gimbals and all the stuff. You know, I could do that. I know how to do that, but I don't want to do that. I do not want to spend even 1 hour of my time making those kind of videos because it's just not worth it to me. It's not what I do, you know? And even if it paid me a lot of money, it's just taking me away from what I want to do with my life, and life is too short. You know, I'm not about that. But I do want to be successful here, and so I see plenty of channels that are doing like these beautiful films. You know, these short films, and they have like a cool kind of voiceover over it, and you're just able to kind of take in something that you would see on Netflix or on Amazon Prime, you know, Showtime, HBO, Netflix. I want to do work like that, and so I guess I have to figure out maybe how to position myself differently here at YouTube, how I need to kind of, you know, redirect my footage, so that, my videos, so that the right people start to see it, because I really don't think that the majority of the people that I picked up when I finally got like that incredible stretch of momentum where I was getting 13,000 views, and you know, 3,000 views was suddenly just average for me for a couple of weeks, and it got me monetized. But as soon as I started to go back to what I really do, all those people left, you know, because they were more interested in a video that said how to get monetized in 2.5 years or 4.5 years or what. Like I had to use the word monetized over and over and over again. And you know, I'm just not into that whole thing. Like I do appreciate SEO. I appreciate the meaningful nature of a thumbnail and the importance of a title. I'm down with that. That's all cool. But you know, the main content of my channel is not going to be, you know, complaining about YouTube all the time or trying to analyze YouTube. I don't really give a shit. I don't care, to be honest. I mean, I want to do well and I want to learn about it, but I don't really care about that. And I don't really care about gear, because once I have a camera that I love, once I have lenses that, you know, cover what I want to shoot, once I have the lights that I need, once I have my, you know, my treadmill. Once you could tell I'm a runner. Once I have my tripod, once I have my ND filters, once I have my lavalier mic and my sound equipment, I'm good. I'm not sitting here watching YouTube videos about gear all day, because I don't care about dynamic range and color science and, you know, dual native ISO. Like, Yeah, I want dual native ISO. I want great dynamic range, but I have it. I got a Panasonic S5. This is the dopest camera around. So I don't need to watch those videos. You know, I got my anamorphic lenses. I have my Minolta Telesor and Rokkor vintage lenses. I don't need all that other stuff. I'm not interested in watching videos about that. I don't care about time code and how it works. I know how to sync audio. I'm not on a set. I don't need all that stuff. I love watching videos, you know, where they talk to people like Roger Deakins or Spike Lee or directors or cinematographers, and they talk about the spiritual nature of how they approach shooting. That I'm really interested in. And you know, I could see making videos like that. You know, like if somebody wants to talk to me about how I shot my film and, you know, what the film is about and how I went about shooting to make it, you know, align with the, you know, what the film meant, you know, what it was about, you know, in terms of the story, you know, the arc of the story, the exposition, you know, where it started, where I was going, what I needed, what I had to overcome, what I wanted the outcome to be. That's the kind of stuff I love talking about. And I love talking about, you know, life, the politics of the world, social issues, things that are going on in different places in the world, in different states. I love talking about society, you know, different kind of problems that we have in society and how it's difficult, you know, for some reason we found it so difficult to live with one another. One of the things I really loved about being in the city the other day was it reminded me of why I love New York City so much. And, you know, I mean, I'm from New York City, so I think everybody kind of loves where they're from. But it reminded me that the thing that I love the most about New York City is that every kind of person in the world lives there. Everybody. I mean, every race, religion, gender, people who love the way they want to love. Like, you know, you hear every language in the entire world in New York City. You can eat every kind of food from all around the world in New York City. You can just meet people from everywhere and get different perspectives on, you know, how people view this world that we live in together. And, you know, also the architecture. You know, New York City is such an old city in many ways. I mean, there's a lot of New York City that's brand new now, and I'm not particularly a fan of all that. And I got no problems with, you know, progress, but I love that old architecture. I love old New York. I'm from that world, you know, like I'm moved by that. And so I love talking about that kind of stuff. I love talking about the history of the different neighborhoods. Little Italy, you know, Midtown, Hell's Kitchen, the Bronx, Brooklyn, you know, downtown Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, Bay Ridge, Queens, you know, the difference between Queens and real Queens. If Noel's listening, I took that from you, of course. Washington Heights, the Upper West Side, the East Side. Ugh, I hate the East Side because I'm from the West Side. I mean, I love talking about that stuff. I love it so much. Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, Brooklyn. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I love talking about. That's the kind of stuff I love sharing. That's the kind of stuff I love shooting. And of course, I love writing. I'm a writer. So I love creating stories, just making up characters, developing characters, creating these beautiful stories, you know, taking difficult and, you know, things that people don't often feel comfortable enough to talk about and turning them into something beautiful so that we can see them on a big screen, or you can see me perform it in a theater and then we can talk about it afterwards. I love writing. I love making shit up. So that's the kind of stuff I want to do. Why can't I do that here on YouTube too? Why is that not viable? Why is that not, you know, something I could do? I want to do that. So I guess I have to figure out how to find the correct audience for that. And I think the people who are my solid people here will follow me. You know, maybe I need to start a new channel. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to end this video now because I'm freezing, and I hope you enjoy this footage. I don't know if I've been talking for 20 minutes yet, but if I haven't, I will adjust this to make it look good. I'll do some editing, but you know what? I know now that this is the right direction for all that footage I shot, and I'm going to be able to go home and edit this fast and not have to struggle with it, because it's just going to be a flow. Because I found the reason for this story. I found why I'm telling this story and why I need to share this with you. And that's what storytelling is all about. So thank you to everybody for all the good energy I get all the time, and I hope you follow me. And please subscribe, and please hit the like button, and please consider joining my Patreon and all of that. And we will see each other again on the next video, and I'm going to end this video right now.